First of all, my obeisance to my Guru Pada Pada, Nitya Pravistam Vishnu Pada Stutarashat, Shri Bhaktivedanta Shri Vamana Goswami Maharaj, and also to Nitya Lila Pravish, Om Vishnu Pada, Stutarashat Shrimad Bhaktivedanta, Sandaran Goswami Maharaj, to their lotus feet, which remove all the fear I offer my humble prostrated obeisances again and again. After that, also my obeisances to Nitya Pravistam Vishnu Pada, Stutarashat Shrimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, and present here, Prapuja Charan Shila Bhaktivedanta Santa Goswami Maharaj, Prapuja Charan Shila Padmanabha Maharaj, Prapuja Charan Shripad Chanda Prabhu, Prapuja Charan Shripad Gokul Chanda Prabhu. To all the Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis present here, to all the mothers, the devotees immersed in the mood of Mahaprabhu, all of those eager to hear Hari-katha. So at the feet of everyone, please accept my Dandavat pranams accordingly. So today is the third day of the Srimad Bhagavat-katha. Different devotees from different points of view, they have told you the glories of the Bhagavatam. In the same context, I want to tell you two words. Let's start. Shukadeva Goswami made one question to Parikshit Maharaj. Hey Brahman, hey Gurudev, my grandfather means Arjun. Parikshit said, my grandfather Arjun, in the great battlefield of Kurukshetra, my grandfather has defeated many great warriors. Please tell me about these stories. Because in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Shukadeva Goswami Pad told Parikshit Maharaj about the glories of many kings, about their prowess, their like how they're great warriors. Hearing this, Parikshit, in his mind, he started thinking one thing. In the war of Mahabharata, especially in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, great warriors were gathered together there. Especially Arjun was there, Bhim, etc. Great warriors, and they have destroyed many armies, like the Pandavas in the battlefield. They won. So please tell me how they won the war of Kurukshetra. Parikshit asked Shukadev. Hearing this, Shukadev Goswami told, Hey Maharaj Parikshit, listen. Actually, in the great battlefield of Kurukshetra, all the warriors present there, the best amongst all was Bhagavat. Actually, Bhagavan himself, he defeated everyone. Externally, Arjun, Bhim and others, they fought. But in reality, actually it was Swayam Bhagavan Shri Krishna that did everything in the war. In this context, Srimad Bhagavatam describes so for 18 days the war of Kurukshetra took place. So in the last day of the war, the thigh of Duryodhana was torn, was broken by Bhim. Bhim, with his gada, his mace, he broke the thigh of Duryodhana. Duryodhana was on the floor. It was midnight. It was on the ground, like he couldn't walk. And then Swayam Bhagavan was with the Pandavas. Vai, mas se voltar, volta à internet. So continuing what I was saying, in the great battlefield of Kurukshetra, Bhim broke the thigh of Duryodhana, and Duryodhana was lying on the Kurukshetra war, then on the battlefield. He was about to take his last breath, and he was just looking at the death coming. Then the son of Dronacharya, Ashvatthama, came. He came and told, "Oh, my friend Duryodhana, oh, my friend, there were so many great warriors in this war, and not even for one day have you given me the position of general, commander-in-chief. If you had given me for one day only the commander-in-chief position of your army, we would have won this war." Then Duryodhana told, "Look, whatever has happened had already happened, but what to do now?" Then Ashvatthama said, "Give me now the position of Senapati, like a general-in-chief, commander-in-chief, and in this night itself, in this evening, you'll be able to win before dying. I will bring to you the 5 heads of the Pandavas. You'll see this victory and before dying. So it will be very good because you'll win before dying." So there was some blood coming out from his thigh. With this blood, Duryodhana made a tilak on the head of Ashvatthama and said, "I'm giving you the position of commander-in-chief." It was midnight. And in the other place, the 5 Pandavas, Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, Kul, Sahadev, Draupadi, they were about to celebrate the victory festival, party for celebrating the victory. But Bhagavan told the Pandavas, "Hey Pandavan, oh Pandavas, listen to me. Look, until the snake is not completely dead, if you not burn the snake, even a dead snake can come back to life. So like you have to burn the snake after it's dead to make sure it really dies." What is the meaning? Now Duryodhana, he's laying on the floor, on the ground. So don't think that you won just because he's there like knocked out. Until he's like completely really dead, his last breath, until that moment, don't think that you have already won this war. But who would listen to what Krishna was saying? Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, Kul, Sahadev, they were all so much happy. We won. Bhagavat said, "Okay." Then Swayam Bhagavan Shri Krishna brought the 5 Pandavas and Draupadi to another tent, and they started celebrating the victory festival in another tent. And the tent which belonged to the Pandavas, Krishna kept the 5 sons of Draupadi, and her brother Drishtadyumna was staying in this tent that originally belonged to the Pandavas. So in the other place, Ashvatthama, he decided to come, so he came to the tent to the camp of the Pandavas. So he thought, "Oh, this tent belongs to the Pandavas." And Mahadeva, Shiva, was protecting the tent. So Bhagavan told Shiva, "You should guard the tent of the Pandavas." Ashvatthama came in the middle of the night and told Mahadev, "Just allow me to come for 1 second inside the tent. I just want to see how the Pandavas are sleeping." Ashvatthama asked Shiva. Shiva told Mahadev, no, I'll not allow you to go inside. Because Krishna ordered me to, even if a fly wants to, a mosquito cannot go inside. Krishna told me I should not allow even a mosquito to go inside the tent. Then Ashvatthama offered some bell leaves and the water of the Ganges to Shiva. Shiva became pleased. Okay, for 1 second, go and come back. Ashvatthama didn't know that in that tent actually was staying the 5 sons of Draupadi and their brother Drishtadumna. And what did he do? He shot his arrow, Ashvatthama, quickly. So the 5 sons of Draupadi and her brother Drishtadumna, their heads fell because of his arrow, cut off their heads. So he brought 5 heads and came back. Ashvatthama came back to Duryodhana and gave the 5 heads to him. Duryodhana was really about to give his last breath. And then he told, oh my friend, Ashvatthama said, friend, sorry, you won, look at these 5 heads of the Pandavas, you've won. Duryodhana, what did he do? Give me the biggest head, the head of Bhim, because he killed my 100 brothers. Give me his head. I will take revenge. Saying this, Duryodhana, what did he do? Took the biggest head in the sack, in the bag, and with his hand he started to pressure the head, to mash the head. But the head very easily was smashed, just like a mushroom. Just like a mushroom, that head was mashed easily. So at that moment Duryodhana told, Ashvatthama, this is not the head of Bhim. You didn't kill Bhim. I know. When my gada, my mace would hit on the head of Bhim before, the sound of iron was coming. Tan, 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 from the head of Bhim. I know this is not his head. This is someone else's. Then, like a lightning happened in the sky this moment, a lightning, some light, right, from the light. So Duryodhana was able to see that the 5 heads actually belonged to the 5 sons of Draupadi. Then Duryodhana told, oh my friend, what have you done? You're enemies with the Pandavas, not enemies of their sons. You have killed the 5 sons of Draupadi. So saying this, Duryodhana took his last breath and gave up his body. So, in the other side, in the other place, Ashvatthama, what did he do? He thought, certainly the Pandavas will come after me. That's why, what to do? Let me do some atonement. Ashvatthama went next to Vyasadeva, sat next to him, and told, what should I do? I have killed the 5 sons of Draupadi. I killed the 5 sons of the Pandavas and Draupadi. Please tell me about some atonement I may do. Then exactly at that moment, Bhagavan Shri Krishna came with the 5 Pandavas and Draupadi in that tent, next to the battlefield, the camp. And he saw the 5 bodies of the sons of Draupadi without head, and her brother also without head. Draupadi saw this scene and started crying. Bhagavan knows everything, and he told Draupadi, don't worry. So this arrow belongs to whom? They saw Ashvatthama. So what is Ashvatthama? What is Ashvatthama? Then at that moment, Bhima and Arjun started to go with Bhagavan. They came near Vyasadeva. They came to Vyasadeva, and at that moment, exactly at that moment, Ashvatthama was also saying, asking Vyasadeva for some atonement. Then when he was asking for atonement from behind, Bhim said, "You want atonement? I will arrange your atonement for you." So hearing the voice of Bhim, Ashvatthama turned back and saw Bhim. Bhim was there like the time personified. The three of them were standing. Swayam Bhagavan Shri Krishna was there, and Bhim and Arjun. At the time, Ashvatthama, what did he do? Ran away. And Bhim and Arjun also ran behind him. And they saw there's no way for him to run. Like Ashvatthama said, saw that he had no way out, so he shot Brahmastra towards them. Then Bhagavan told, "Hey Arjun, you use your Brahmastra as well." So both Brahmastra were coming one against each other. Vyasadeva told, one Brahmastra is enough to destroy everything. Two Brahmastras? Ashvatthama, bring back the Brahmastra. Ashvatthama said, "I learned from my father how to shoot the Brahmastra, but I didn't learn how to bring it back." At that moment, Vyasadeva told, "Change the direction. You change the direction. Put it to the sky, space." Then Vyasadeva told Arjun, "Arjun, you should bring the Brahmastra back." Then Arjuna brought the Brahmastra back. But Ashvatthama, what did he do? Ashvatthama changed the direction of his Brahmastra and aims the womb of Uttara, who was pregnant. So the Brahmastra came in the womb of Uttara. Uttara started suffering so much. "Krishna, Krishna, so powerful, Krishna, please help me." So in that moment, Swayam Bhagavan, in one form, entered inside the womb of Uttara, in the form of Vishnu. And with his mace, he destroyed the Brahmastra. Then after that, Parikshit was inside the womb of Uttara, so he saw Bhagavan inside the womb. Inside the womb, he saw Bhagavan. And when he came out of the womb, when he was born, he also saw Bhagavan outside. That's why one of his names is called Vishnu Rat. What did I say? Vishnu Rat is his name. Rat means protected. Swayam Bhagavan protected him. So in this context, Shukadeva Goswami told, "Hey Parikshit Maharaj, listen to me. Ashvatthama saw what to do, so Ashvatthama ran away. Then Swayam Bhagavan, Krishna, Arjun and Bhim, three of them, again they were chasing Ashvatthama. They finally caught Ashvatthama. Bhima was ready to kill him immediately with his mace. Bhagavan told, "Look, don't kill him. Bring him to Draupadi. Draupadi will punish him." But Draupadi told, "You have already killed my 5 sons. If we kill Ashvatthama, will my 5 sons be alive again? They'll never come back to life. So what is the fruit of killing Ashvatthama?" So by the indication of Bhagavan, one jewel that Ashvatthama had on his forehead this jewel was cut off, and immediately when the jewel was removed from his head, Ashvatthama became like so weak, completely weak, and he left and disappeared, like without strength. Because actually Ashvatthama had a benediction. He'll be alive for 4 yugas. No one could kill him. Even Bhagavan couldn't kill him, because he has this benediction. Actually, it's described that until nowadays, Ashvatthama lives in Vrindavana, in the dense jungle. Inside the forest, there is forest of Vrindavan. Until nowadays, Ashvatthama is there. Bhavishya-purana also explains that after the end of Kali Yuga, it will start Satya Yuga, then Treta and Dwapara again. And then in the next Dwapara, Ashvatthama himself will become Vyasadeva. It's described in the Bhavishya-purana. So he can become alive, he will be alive for 4 yugas, Ashvatthama. So who could kill Bhishma-pitamaha in the war of Kurukshetra? He had Ichamritubharan. He would die only when he wanted. Karna, he had this kundal, these earrings and some kavach, like a kind of armor. So if you have his kavach, like shield and earrings, nobody could kill Karna. But in the war of Kurukshetra, Swayam Bhagavan, he defeated even these great warriors. Externally, others did, like Arjuna. But actually, Swayam Bhagavan did everything. So actually, whatever is going on in this world is actually God, who is controlling and making these things happen. People of this world say, I am doing something. But who is actually doing? Bhagavan. So directly or indirectly, Bhagavan is performing everything. By the influence of time, Bhagavan is performing everything. There are many stories in the Bhagavatam that Shukadeva Goswami told. Parikshit Maharaja, the story of many kings, many warriors, many nice stories. So in this context we are hearing, we are entering now the 5th canto. Time is very short, but still, as much as possible, I want to speak about the main kathas. I want to speak to you. I'll try. I'll try to speak at least a little bit of each canto. So, yesterday I told Dhruva Maharaj, which belongs to the 4th canto. The 5th canto, the story of Bharata-mata. Today, all of us, we are very proud. For what? For what we are proud? We are Indians. Proud. We are proud to be Indians. In Chaitanya Charitamrita explains, Bharata Bhumi Janma. Those who are fortunate they are born in India and they should make their life successful by helping others. So to be born in India is not ordinary to be born in India. We are Indians, Bharatavarsha Indians. This is a matter of great pride. This is very important, very high thing. That's why actually the high position of India manifests in the whole world, because India is the place of Rama and Krishna. From millennium after millennium, yoga after yoga, this this high position of India is there. Why people come to India, Westerners or foreigners? Because what is the glory of India? Bhagavan himself appeared here in India. Bhagavan Shri Ramachandra also appeared. So Bharata Bhumi, India is called Punya Bhumi, the land of piety. All the avatars of Bhagavan, all of them, they appeared in the land of Bharat Bhumi, India. So how India got this name, Bharatavarsha? First the name was Ajamila-katha. Which name? Ajamila-katha. So the name Bharata-varsha came from Bharata-mata. Some people, people who study history, they say Bharata-varsha comes from the son of Shakuntala. Son of Shakuntala, right? But Bhagavatam explains, Vyasadeva explains clearly, Shukadeva Goswami also explains clearly. He told Parikshit Maharaja, actually, the name Bharata comes from the son of Vrishabdeva, Bharata-Maharaj. So the name Bharatavarsha India. Jai! Jai! The name India, Bharatavarsha, came from Bharata-Maharaj. Because now it's a matter of great pride for us. What do we say? Bharata-mata ki jai. Mother India ki jai. Nobody says Mother America ki jai. Mother Pakistan ki jai. Pakistan Mata. Do you say this? No. I don't want to come into politics and parties or something like that. But this is the pride of Bharatavarsha, India, Mother India. Whatever you say, I'm not speaking about politics. The Bhagavatam gives us evidence. Bharat-mata, Mother India, where great kings are present, like in the past, and also Bhagavan appeared also in Bharatavarsha. Krishna performed beautiful pastimes in this land. This is true. We must speak the truth. So, Shukadeva Goswami told this Harikatha to Parikshit Maharaj. Hey, king, listen. The jivas wandering in this material world, when they fall in the illusions of Maya, it's very hard to come out of the illusions of Maya. Even great saints doing bhajan, sometimes they also are caught in the illusion of Maya. And they waste one life because of that. In the Gita, Bhagavat says, in the time of the death, whatever the jiva is thinking when he gives up the body, according to which kind of thing you think in the time of death, next time life you get that only. Swayam Bhagavan told Arjuna, hey Arjuna, the time of the death, whatever the jiva is thinking when he gives up the body, after death, he'll get that same body in the next life. What is this? In the Gita, Bhagavan says, Arjuna, in the time of the death, whoever remembers me and gives up the body while remembering me after death, the person will go to my eternal abode. The person will attain my eternal abode. Bhagavan says, my abode, which is eternal, transcendental. If you go to Svargaloka, again you have to come back to this material world. Even if you go to Satyaloka, even if you go to Brahmaloka, the place of Brahma, you again must come back to this material world. But if you go to the abode of Bhagavan, Vaikuntha, you don't need to come back to this material world. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Shukadeva Goswami said, "Hey Maharaj Parikshit, I want to present to you the glories of India, Bharata-varsha. And at the same time, I also want to tell you the glories of Bharata-Maharaj, this great personality which gave name to the India, to Bharata-varsha." Listen carefully. Rishabdev had 100 sons. How many? 100. Rishabdev. So 81 were Karmakandi Brahmanas. 9 was Navajogendra. Another 9 Navakanda Raja. Ilavata, Uchabhata, Brahmavarta. So they were the kings of the Navakanda, a place on the earth. And then Bharat Maharaj, he was the king of Ajamila-katha, which nowadays is Bharata-varsha. So I told, remember, the original name of Bharata-varsha was, do you remember? Ajamila-varsha. What's the name? Ajamila-varsha. And because of Bharat Maharaj, the name changed to Bharata-varsha. Bharat Maharaj, in a very beautiful way, he was ruling the kingdom. And he was also nourishing the subjects. After that, Bharat Maharaj thought, what is the meaning of the human life? It is sleepy, defending and mating. Eating, sleeping, having children, taking care of them, or defending fear of death. Everyone has this. All the living beings, they have these 4 things. Who is not eating? Everyone is eating. Sleeping. Who is not sleeping? Night's coming and everyone falls asleep. Taking care of children, offspring, all the living beings, they are doing this. Animals, human beings, everyone. Fear of death also, everyone has this fear of death. There's a sloka in the Padma-purana saying this. So Padma-purana was thinking, what is the duty of my life? What is the essence of my life? Like all the kathas of the Srimad Bhagavatam, all the kathas, they come to one point, repeating again and again one word. You have to give up everything. Give up all sense gratification and do Bhagavat bhajan. How can we attain Bhagavan? How can we attain Bhagavat Prem? This is the goal of our lives. So Bharat Maharaj, in his young age, gave up his kingdom and he went to an ashram to do bhajan. Started to perform his bhajan, but influence of time is very great. Sarvam kalam kritam. Actually, time is making us do everything. We want something that we don't want, but they come in our lives. Does anyone want any suffering? But why these sufferings are coming? Distresses. What do we want? We want happiness. But what comes instead? Unhappiness. He reached a very high class position in bhajan. It's described that he was in the stage of bhav. One day what happened was that Bharat Maharaj was doing bhajan in his ashram. Nearby, the Gandaki river was flowing nearby. Very beautiful place. It was a very beautiful environment. Many trees were there also, full of trees with fruits. Many kinds of birds chirping. Honey of the bees humming. Peacock peahen chanting, singing. Ke-ka. Very beautiful. Sound of the peacocks. Ke-ka. So beautiful this ashram. Bharata Maharaj was doing his bhajan. So in that time, exactly, a pregnant deer, female deer, about to give birth to baby, came to drink water of that river. Then in this moment, from behind, a lion started roaring. Hearing the roar of the lion, this pregnant female deer was so afraid, frightened, so she jumped. When she jumped, immediately the baby, she delivered the baby immediately, and her body was trembling, shaking, and her body fell in the water. And her body was taken by the currents of the water, because the currents of the water was very strong, and no one knows where her body went to, where she went. And the baby deer remained in the shore. Bharata Maharaj was doing his bhajan, and he saw what? This newborn baby deer, still like suffering from the deliverance, like just the mother had disappeared, taken by the currents of the water. So he stopped chanting holy names, stopped doing his bhajan, and he took that baby deer like newborn, and just like a son, he took care of him, started taking care of him, feeding him, taking care. In this way, he was taking care of him. Also, Bharata Maharaj used to beg alms. So when he used to beg alms, he would bring the baby deer with him on his lap. So much affection and love he had for the baby deer. When Bharata Maharaj used to sit to do his puja and archan, the baby deer, animals, so he would pass stool and urine in the place of the archan in puja. Bharata Maharaj with his finger, he would chastise him. Hey, should not pass here of stool urine. And then the baby deer would start to crying the baby deer. And with one hand, Bharata Maharaj would take the baby deer under his arm and tapping his head. And with the other hand, doing archan. One hand caressing the baby deer, other hand doing archan. So slowly, the baby deer was growing up, and this illusion attachment of Bharata Maharaj for the baby deer was growing day and night more and more, like doubling and quadrupling. I don't know how to say, like growing so much his love and affection attachment for the deer day by day. And some time passed. No, animals, they, they want to mix with the other animals of the same species. So one day, some like herd, I don't know how to say, like group of deer came near the ashram of Bharat-mata. So the baby deer met the other deer and went along with them, and who knows where they went to. So it was already after like 9 time. After this, when it was like night came, and then to see where he is. So thinking about the deer, thinking he saw, he was looking for the deer on the top of the mountain, but then his foot slipped, and then he fell from the top of the mountain, Bharat Maharaj. And then he died. That's his body. Thinking about the deer, he died. That's why in the next life, he got which body? Deer body. Gita explains. Whatever you think in the time of your death, when you give up your body, after that, that same body will get. Woman body or male body. What is the reason behind you get? Why do you have a male body or female body in this mind, in this life? This is the reason. Some brahmachari say, why I have a brahmachari body? If I would get a woman body, would like maybe bad. And those who have a woman body think, oh, I would prefer to be born as a brahmachari. But why do I have this body in this life? Behind the reason is that exactly this. In the story of Bharat Maharaj, depending on what you thought in the end of the previous life. So later on, the story of Puranjan and Puranjani was also very interesting. Puranjan was male and Puranjani female. Puranjan left body thinking about Puranjani. That's why in the next life he was born as like Puranjani, also woman, a woman. Anyway. Now Bharat Maharaj was born as a deer. But he would still remember his previous life because he did bhajan, so this was not in vain. But he was in a animal species, how to do bhajan, right? That's why Shastra explains. So much good fortune you obtain this human body in this life. This human body is rare for even demigods. This human body is so rare. Because with this human body, we are able to attain Bhagavan. Because we can do bhajan with this human body. By body of animals, with the body of animals, we cannot do bhajan. For example, you're here sitting here in Harikatha. Is there any dog here? Any cat? If there would be a dog or cat here, maybe you have dog or cat in your house. Do you have? But they would be able to hear the katha. They wouldn't be able to hear. So only in the human body we're able to do bhajan and chant holy names. Bharat Maharaj was born as a baby deer, but because he was still remembering his previous lives, wherever the saints were staying, he also used to go there and stay there. Because he's an animal, he would not understand anything. He was just sitting next to the saints and crying. And he would remember his previous life, and he would think, fie on me, I've wasted my life. When time came, that deer gave up his body. After giving up his body, he came was born in the form of Jara Bharat. And he thought he was still remembering the previous life. Still, he could remember. I went to the forest to do bhajan, and because I was attached to a female deer, I lost 3 lives. Fire on me. So he was born in a Brahmana family. Before he was born in Kshatriya family. Kshatriya. Now he's born in a Brahmana family. Everybody would know him as Jara Bharat. Why Jara? Because he would not speak anything to anyone. He wouldn't do anything also. If you put him sitting down in one place, he would just continue sitting. If you give food, then he would eat. He wouldn't do anything. That's why his family members said, oh, he's like a useless person. He doesn't work. In this world, we give honor and respect to those who work, isn't it? Isn't it? One person came to Gurudev and told Maharaj, I want my son to stay in your temple. I want my son to stay in your temple. Why? He's not able to hear, my son, like he has hearing problems. He also doesn't work anything. So better you keep my son in the temple, Gurudev told. And your other son? How is your other son? Now he's in the college, my other son. So give me your son, like this in the college. No, I want to give you. Oh no, this one can help me, like the one who is studying. So this is what the materialistics want to give to the saints, something which has no use, like a son, for example, which has no use. Anyway, continuing. Bharat Maharaj was a Mahabhagavat. So materialistic people couldn't recognize him. Actually, he was always remembering Shri Krishna, thinking about Lord. But his family members thought he was like retarded, who cannot work, not deal properly, not behave properly in the world. So they put him sitting on a field, like at least he can take care of the field of wheat, because if any animal comes, maybe seeing him there, the animals will fly away, or maybe he can just clap the hand and the birds will fly away. But not even this Jarabharta would do, not even clap to send the birds away. He was just sitting on the field, in the field. One day, some Shudra people, to get some money and wealth, they were worshipping Bhadrakali, some Shudra people. So they wanted to sacrifice one human being to Bhadrakali. They were searching for a human being to sacrifice to Bhadrakali. So they found in the middle of the night that Jarabharta was sitting in the middle of the field. He said, go with me. So he didn't say anything. He went along with the Shudras. So they fed him very nicely, and also put bound one red cloth on his neck, and put him in front of Bhadrakali. And they were ready to sacrifice him. When they were about to sacrifice him with the sword, at that moment, a great sound came. And Bhadrakali directly came out of the murti and killed all those Kapalik Sudras, these people. And she prayed to Bharat Maharaj, did many prayers to him, because he was a Mahabhagavat. So then he was again sitting in the field. Another day, what happened is the king of that country, Rahugan, the name was Rahugan, name of king, the king. King was thinking, I want to hear some Bhagavat-katha. That's why the king went to get the association of the sadhus, and he was sitting on his palanquin, and his carriers were carrying him. So on the way, after some time in the journey, one of the carriers got some fever, sick. So there are two in front and two in the back, right? So one of the carriers fell sick, fell ill. So how to continue to carry the palanquin? So they told Maharaj, one of the careers is seek. What to do? The king Rahugana gave answer. Search if there's someone sitting around here. Bring him here. Any person around. And they saw that Bharata was just there in the field. So they caught him, brought him. Okay, carry this palanquin. He started carrying it, walking. So the palanquin of Rahugana was shaking and he was feeling back pain. Rahugana king. Then the king said, "What's going on? What is this? Why you're shaking so much the palanquin? The palanquin. It's not our fault. It's this new person who came. He doesn't know how to carry properly the palanquin. He doesn't know. Because of him, the palanquin is moving so much." The king, Maharaj, Rahugana, told in very harsh words. Oh yeah, because he's so thin, huh? Like ironically, because actually Bharata was had a big body. He doesn't know I'm the king. I can even punish him for this. So the king, Rahugana, was speaking these very harsh words. And now for the first time, Bharat Maharaj, he opened his eyes, his mouth, to speak something, and he said, "Hey, king, who is the king? Who is the subject? Who is fat and who is thin? Who is fat, who is thin? Who will punish to whom?" Hearing this, the king Rahugana told, "Please stop the palanquin. Stop moving." And he was thinking in his mind, "Actually, I was going to hear this katha. I'm going exactly to try to hear Harikatha. What is this Bhagavat tattva? What is Jiva tattva? What is Maya tattva?" When the Jiva desires to know who he is, Atma Jigasa, then you can do Bhagavat Bhajan. Srimad Bhagavatam explains. The Jivas in this world, one day will start to desire to make bhajan, perform bhajan. When you have Tattva Jigasa, you inquire about the truths, it's absolute truth. That's why Vedanta Sutra explains, now it's time to inquire about Brahman. And Bhagavatam explains, Atattva Atma Jigasa, now inquire about the soul. You should ask about your own self. Who am I? What is the reason why I came in this material world? Why am I so unhappy? When this kind of question comes, then the Jiva starts going towards Lord and to do bhajan. So the king Rahugana, he was thinking, exactly I wanted to ask this question. Are you directly Kapila Dev Bhagavan, manifesting in another form? Please tell me the tattva. Exactly I wanted to hear this tattva. What is the tattva of this body? What is the tattva of the soul and of the Paramatma? Then at that moment, Bharata Maharaj spoke a very beautiful words. You have this shloka in Hindi? This shloka in Hindi, please, not in English. But in Delhi, everybody knows English. Come on. Come on. All of you know English here. You cannot attain Bhagavan only by giving up the family life. Only by austerities also. You cannot attain Bhagavan. You cannot know nor attain Bhagavan by austerities. By studying the Puranas, Vedas, Upanishads also. By Shastra again also, you cannot attain Bhagavan. By studying the Vedas also, it's not possible to attain Bhagavan. By knowledge, also not possible. So how to attain him? Only by taking the foot dust of the devotees. Take a bath in the foot dust of the devotees. Just like we give baths to the deity with Panchamrita. Yogurt, honey, milk, yogurt, honey. We bathe the deity with 5 elements. So in the same way, we have to bathe yourself in the foot dust of the saints Gurudev. Then automatically all tattvas will appear in your heart. By your scholarship, knowledge, you cannot attain Bhagavan. To attain Bhagavan, only by the service to Bhagavan. The more you serve Guru and Vaishnavas, the tattva automatically will manifest in your heart. Then Bharata-mata means Jara Bharat. Give many instructions to the Rahugan king. This beautiful Bharata-mata is very beautiful. So let's continue. The story of Ajamil. Shukadeva Goswami told Parikshit Maharaja. The story is very beautiful. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 6th canto of the Bhagavatam, it's describing about Namatattva. And the Bhagavatam is glorifying everywhere the glories of Nama Sankirtan. And in the end of Bhagavatam, also Bhagavatam ends with Nama Sankirtan. So in the sixth canto, we see clearly the glories of the holy names. In the context of the sharanagata-palaka, I'll tell you briefly. There will be a kirtan also. Shukadeva Goswami Pad told Parikshit Maharaja about the pious deeds and the sinful activities that the jivas perform. The jivas did the punya and papa, pious deeds and sinful activities. So we are in this world performing papa and punya. Those jivas who are doing sinful activity, as a fruit of that, they go to the hell. So there are many kinds of sinful persons in sinful activities. Shukadeva Goswami told about these levels of sins to Parikshit Maharaj and how the sinners are going to hell and suffering there. He also told. And for unlimited time, they suffer in the hell. The atheists, people, they kill cows, kill brahmanas, cows, steal someone else's wealth, to steal the money of Guru. You don't know the consequence of that. For how many years we have to stay in the Naraka suffering. like an insect in hell suffering. So there are 84 lakh, 8,400,000 kinds of hell. And the jivas go suffering this hell. Those who, for example, enjoy or do bad things with the wife of the guru. This is called Guru Talpagami. One sin. Steal the money of the guru. You don't know the fruit of this. The person doesn't know the consequence. You have to pay and to suffer all the consequences. You have to. Bhagavat explains. Even 1 cent if you take from someone, you have to pay back with interest. Nobody will spare you. That's why Shukadeva Goswami described the hell, how jivas are going to hell. They are being put in the oil. They have to suffer in the oil, hot oil. The Jamadutas even in this boiling oil is put inside their mouth, and they don't die. Their body is burning. They are calling out, "Mother, Father, help!" Like they're just suffering because one kind of body is given to them. It's called Jatanamai Sharir. Which kind of body? It means like this gross body is burned when we die, but when we go to this hell, like they give a body just like this, which name is given. The name is Jatanamai Sharir. The name of this body. Must hear about this. Looks like this body that we have. This kind of body will be given to you. Eyes, everything, you have legs. The same way, this body will be given to you, called Jatanamai Sharir. According to the sinful activities you perform, you will be punished accordingly. Kumbipak, Narak, many kinds of hell are there. Can you help? The jivas are suffering so much, feeling so much pain, and then the jamadotas are beating the living entity. So when we hear about this, hearing about this, Parikshit Maharaja was crying, like he was so moved, and said, "Hey Gurudev, hey Brahman, there's no way of how the jivas can be free from this pain of Narak. How can they be protected and from all this pain of hell and nothing, Bhagavan? Please tell me a way of deliverance." Because the jivas come out of hell, then they go back to hell again. Then again they steal, for example. Do something. For example, a thief is arrested, then again he's released from the jail, then again he comes back. Because the nature doesn't change, the nature of the thief. A bad person does not gives up his bad nature. So in this way, the conditioned souls are like this. They're doing bad things, and then they go to Narak, then they come out of the hell, then again they go back inside the hell, to the hell. This is true or not? So Parikshit Maharaja was exactly asking this. Hey Brahman, hey Gurudev, please tell me a way that the karma fall, the fruit of karma of the jivas will be completely destroyed, and even the desire to perform karma will be destroyed. So this desire to perform karma is coming from where? Actually, this is from unlimited births in the past, this desire to do karma. We have these desires like seeds inside our hearts. Just like, imagine some wheat or rice. When it's ripened, it falls on like the fruit of the wheat and the rice, the grains, right, fall on the floor, on the ground, on the soil. But when time comes, the plant of wheat or rice is automatically coming because the grain fell on the soil. Maybe after 2-3 months. For 2-3 months, that grain of wheat or rice is just lying there on the soil, but on the earth. But when the rain comes, automatically grows and becomes a plant. In the same way, the desire to do karma lying in the heart of the living entities is there for unlimited lives. So the conditioned soul has the tendency to perform karma, papa vritti. So the tendency to perform pious deeds and sinful activities is in the hearts of the jivas. But we don't have so much tendency to do pious deeds. We have more tendency to perform sinful activities because so much influence of asat sangha, bad association, and Maya has three modes, Sattva, Raja and Tama. Tama and Rajaguna, by the influence of Tama and Rajaguna, the jivas are doing sinful deeds. So Parikshit Maharaja asked, "Hey Gurudev, Brahman, please tell me how the desire to perform karma might be destroyed from the heart of the jiva. Even the desire to perform karma may be destroyed." Then for this, Parikshit Maharaja told the glories of holy names and the story of Ajamila to Parikshit Maharaj. In one place called Kanakubja Pradesh, there was a very rich Brahmana called Ajamila. He was born in a Brahmanical family. He was a Sadachari Brahmana, means following all the rules and proper behaviors. He used to follow properly the 6 activities of the Brahmanas: Jojan, Jajan, like reading the Vedas and teaching the Vedas also to others, doing fire sacrifice, and also helping others in doing the fire sacrifice, like doing fire sacrifice for others, accepting donation and giving donation as well to others. He would also serve his old parents. He used to he would have a chase wife and taking care of wife and also his kids. One time Ajamila went to the forest to collect some firewood, like dry wood for the fire sacrifice. Then in the jungle he saw a Shudra and a Shudrani doing bad things together. They were naked. He saw this and the mind of Ajamila was contaminated. So Ajamila came back to his house. He did fire sacrifice, but the image of that Shudra and Shudrani, this naked picture of them, naked form, this contaminated his mind. He couldn't control his mind anymore. So he even gave up his old parents and his chaste wife. And even small kids, he had left everyone and went to the jungle exactly to stay with that Shudrani prostitute. I'm telling him, breathe everything. Actually, Bhagavad explains very little bit of the story, but in other Puranas you can find more. So, in the womb of that Shudra woman, he did 10 babies, 10 sons. And the name of his last son, the name was Narayan. There's also there's a secret behind this. Actually, the 9 sons that he had with the Shudrani, they had any names. Haku, Bako, Daku, Chaku, these crazy names that also you put. What's the name of your son? Jitu, Situ, Situ. Put the name Ram, Krishna, Govinda, Hari. No, I don't want to give this name to my son. What name you give? Haku, Bako, Daku, Chaku. Like Chaku means knife. You put the name of your son Chaku and he'll stab you. Even G2, the gate in the airport when you get the boarding pass. Oh, your gate will be gate D2. So you give it the name to your son D2, D2, C2, B2. People give these kind of names. It's true. I asked one Indian, what's the name of your son? D2. Oh, because I went to England and I got a boarding pass, and it was written in my boarding pass that the gate was D2, so that's why I gave to my son the name D2. So this is name. Come on, what is this? So Ajamil gave the 9 names. Their name. So their names of the other 9 sons were like G2, B2, C2, meaningless names. But the last name of the last son was Narayan. How possible? This was different. There's a big secret behind this. Actually, Lomas Rishi, one time he came. These Puranas are telling this story. Lomas Rishi had come, and Lomas Rishi gave a name to his son, to Ajamila's son. So he gave the name Narayan. So Ajamil, he gave his own. So this name of his last son was Narayana. Srimad Bhagavatam explains. From that day, that Ajamil, he kept this youngest son Narayana. Actually, that day all his sins were destroyed. All his sins were destroyed. If once holy names comes from your mouth, Namabhas, by Namabhas, semblance of holy names, all your sins are destroyed. Even the paps and desire to perform sinful activities, all this is destroyed also. Even this will not remain. So 84 years of Ajamil passed. So now he was 84 years old. He was staying on the bed of death. Even his family members had given up on him. He was a great sinful person. Always drinking alcohol, these things. So he was stooling and passing. Blood was coming from his mouth. So much stink, like a very terrible smell. So many flies around. No one was next to him. The time of his death came. Then Ajamil saw that 3 Jamadutas, they came screaming, "Hey, hey, 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 hey!" Ajamil saw that those Jamadutas and he was so afraid. And he thought, who will protect me? But the name of his son was Narayan. So whenever he used to eat, all the time he was chanting the name of his son Narayan. So in the time of his death, he also called out the name of his son. Narayan! Narayan! This sound reached Vaikuntha, and even the throne of Bhagavan was shaking. See, Ajamil called the name of his son Narayan, but the sound reached Vaikuntha. And at the same time, Swayam Bhagavan immediately, Narayan himself, sent his 4 messengers, Vishnu-dutas. Where is it? The 4 Vishnu-dutas. They came. And they told the Jamadutas, "Hey, where are you going? Stay there." The Vishnu-dutas didn't allow Jamadutas to pass. You don't see the red light? You don't see the red sign, like when you're driving? You think it's green light, you can just go with your car? 100 kilometers or 80 kilometers per hour. Like, you think you can just go through? Where do you think you're going? You don't see this chakra? So the 4 Vishnudutas were there. They were holding Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. Jamaduta said, brother, what did you do wrong? Where are you going? And then they said, Ajamila is a great sinner person. We are going to take his soul. What? Ajamila? Don't, one step closer you don't give. Step behind. Go back. Because he's a great sinner. Ajamila is a great sinner person. Jamaduta said, but Maharaj ordered us that we should take Ajamila because he's a very great sinner person. We have to bring him to Jamaluk. He did so many sins during all his life. We must take him. But he chanted the names of Narayana, so he should not come closer. But he did not chant the name of Bhagavan. He was chanting the name of his own son. Oh yeah? Then Vyachanodata said, you want to know further? Ask your master, Ajamila Maharaj, because he's one of the 12 Mahajans. If any person even once chants the names of Bhagavan, all his sins are destroyed. And the person does not need to go to Jamaluk. And then Swayam Bhagavan protects that person with the help of his Vishnudutas. Even if once you chant the names of Bhagavan, you don't need to go to the Jamadutas and hell. So Ajamila was hearing this conversation between the Vishnudutas and Jamadutas. This is called Sadhu Sango. What is Sadhu Sango? This conversation between Vishnudutas and Jamadutas. It's called Sadhu Sango. Ajamila was laying on the bed of death, and he was looking at this scene. Then the Jamadutas went away, and they told their master, Maharaj, Prabhu, today we saw something amazing. We saw some persons with Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. 4 people came and they stopped us, they didn't allow us to go further. And they told us that Ajamila should not be taken by us. Then Maharaj told, look, my messengers, from now on I'll tell you something. If a person once is chanting the names of Bhagavan, should not go to this person. The meaning of this verse is that if once you chant the names of God, all your sins are destroyed. But okay, you did this sinful activity, chanting holy names, sins are destroyed. Then again you do sinful activities and chanting holy names. This is Gyan Papi, conscious sinning. Or you're doing sinful activities on the strength of the holy names. Those who don't chant holy names, you should go to them. Those who don't chant. But those who are even once chanting the holy names, don't go to them. Don't go to those who chant the holy names. Go to those that don't chant the holy names. Bring them. So I'll finish briefly because still I have to speak Prahlada-katha. So the story of Ajamila in the Magda is very important. So Ajamila left that place. He went to Haridwar. Then again he started to chant the names of Bhagavan in Haridwar, Ajamila. So he was sitting in Haridwar, drinking the water of the Ganges, chanting holy names. And after some time, the same Vishnudutas came back, bringing a chariot. And they told Ajamila, please sit here. Then Ajamila asked one thing to them. Why didn't you take me before at that time? At that time, the Vishnu-dutas gave answer. You chanted Namabhas, semblance of the holy names, but Premas hadn't yet manifested in your heart. If we don't have Prema in the heart, we cannot go to the abode of Lord. That's why chanting holy names slowly, slowly, the heart becomes pure. Then the pure holy names is like we're able to speak the Shuddhanam, then Prem comes, then directly you are able to attain the abode of Lord. This is called Nama Mahima, the glories of the holy names. Even if once you chant holy names, Harinam, because in Kali Yuga you don't need to do anything, just chant holy names. Let's do a small kirtan.
कहिए जय जय श्री राम जय श्री राम। वो तेरी बंशी पे जाऊं बलिहार रसिया, मैं तो नाचूंगी तेरे दरबार रसिया।
So Shukadeva Goswami in the 6th canto told many kathas of Parikshit Maharaj. For example, the story of Vritrasura also he told. The story of Chitraketu Maharaj. How he was born as Vritrasura. He had to be born as Vritrasura. Chitraketu Maharaj was born as Vritrasura. So, the story of Vritrasura is also very beautiful. How he performed beautiful prayers to Lord, even though he was a demon. He performed so many prayers to Bhagavan. And after that, Srila Shukadeva Goswami Pad, in the 7th canto, in the context, he told the story of how Hiranyakashipu was killed. The story of Prahlada-Maharaj. Because Parikshit Maharaj asked one thing. Hey Gurudev, please tell me. You told that Swayam Bhagavan is equal to all the living entities. He's equal to all the living entities. Bhagavan is equal to all the living entities. Bhagavan says, no one is my friend, no one is also my enemy. No one is friend of Lord or enemy. Bhagavan, he is equal to all the living entities. So Parikshit asked Shukadeva, but when you're speaking katha, looks like sometimes, no, Bhagavan is taking the side of the demigods and killing the demons. So what is this? I don't understand. And in one side you're saying that he's equal to all the living entities, no one is dear to him, no one is enemy, his enemy. Samwaham, I'm equal to all the living entities. No one is my friend, no one is my enemy. But whenever there is some fight, some battle, we see that Bhagavan is taking the side of the demigods. And somehow or another he's always killing the demons. Sometimes directly or sometimes indirectly. Bhagavan is killing the demons. So I'm not understanding. In this context, Shukadeva Goswami told the story of Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Even though in the 3rd canto already in the Bhagavatam there is the story of Hiranyaksha was killed. In the 7th canto, Shukadeva tells the story of Prahlada Maharaj and the death of Hiranyakashipu. Okay, so the demigods, they take shelter of Bhagavan. The demons, they don't want to bow their heads. They don't want to take shelter of Bhagavan. Bhagavan says, if any person comes to me to take my shelter, it's my duty to protect them. That's why one of the names of Bhagavan is sharanagata-palaka. If any person comes to the shelter of Bhagavan, the Bhagavan will help him. If once you come to the shelter of Bhagavan, Bhagavan will give you shelter. The demigods, the demons, they don't want to come to the shelter of Bhagavan. This is the difference between demigods and demons. The demigods, they are taking the shelter of Bhagavan. Whenever any distress comes, some problem, the demigods come near Lord. But the demons, they don't want to come to the shelter of Bhagavan.
इसलिए भगवान की कथा है शरणागत
So Lord is called Sharanagata-palaka.
इसी कथा प्रसंग की श्री सुखदेव
In this context, Shukadeva Goswami says, "Hey Maharaj Parikshit, listen.
ब्रह्मा जी अपने चारों पुत्रों की जो है सनातन सनातन सनत कुमार चारों पुत्रों की जो है
Brahma,
विद्या
he taught his 4 sons, Sanat, Sananda, Sanat Kumara, these two sons, all the knowledge. After that, Brahma told to the 4 Kumaras, you should enter the family life. You should get married. You should